Hello, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. It feels so good to be back home. Finally, Alhamdulillah, discharged from the hospital after staying there for a good 20 days. And I was discharged 2 days back, and it's just been crazy 2 days of frantically cleaning and sanitizing everything that I got from the hospital, just so that I could get rid of the germs that must have caught up in my suitcases and the other stuff that I took to the hospital. Apart from that, I've been doing really well, Alhamdulillah, and I did not want to feel or look sick, hence the makeup and signature red lipsticks and red nails. So, thank you so much, all of you, once again, for yet again, I would say, for all those blessings and wishes and prayers that you were doing for me. Those mean the world to me. I cannot tell you how grateful and thankful and humbled I am by all those du'as, those prayers that you all were making for me. I would like to speak a little bit about the pre-discharge and post-discharge, feelings that I had. And one thing in particular that I want to address here is depression. So, before, especially the last week in the hospital was so difficult for me that I cannot even begin to describe what I was going through. I had undergone a lot of anxiety and frustration, and it had come to a point where I remember I was banging my head against the wall. There was a window in the room where there was a slight opening for that, and as crazy as this sounds, I stood up on the window and looked down, and I just wanted to jump out of sheer frustration. And I know, I'm sorry, that sounds crazy, but that's how intimidating and daunting and scary being alone in an isolation ward is. And thank God that is when my sense of belief and faith in God and Allah came in. I would just make dua, I would do salah, namaz, I would just prostrate in front of God and ask Him to forgive me and just help me and heal me and take me back home healthy and alive. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, I'm so grateful to come out of this and just to beat this coronavirus. Alhamdulillah, thanks to all of your duas and prayers, and the feeling is amazing. It's humbling. I'm just so grateful to Allah. The major symptoms are completely gone. There's no shortness of breath, there's no fever, there's no coughing, Alhamdulillah. The sense of taste and smell have slowly started to come back. Probably this is going to take a little longer. I'm reminded of a verse of the Holy Quran which says, فَبِيَيِّ آلَاهِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ, which translates to, and which of your favors of your Lord will you deny? Something as basic as taste and smell is so essential to our daily existence. So I guess I've just grown a much better human. I've started to show so much gratitude for life itself, to my God, to the people who are important in my life, my friends, my family, people that I connect with in general. You've all been so adorable and so amazing with your duas. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much once again. What I want to address right now is not just the pre-discharge, but also the post-discharge depression. It's very real, especially for someone like me who lives alone at home with just a brother with me who is barely ever around because he is that busy and in the hospital most of the times. And even when he's home, especially after losing both our parents, we've had this major communication gap. We barely speak. In fact, we don't speak at all, which is sad. But that being said, it's like he's got his own way of dealing with it, and I try to deal with it in whatever best way I think I can. Of course, still a very, very, very long way to go. So that is something I want to address today, which is a healthy support system, which is there to morally support you, which is there to, address issues of mental health that you're facing or otherwise. So I think the biggest, the biggest way to understand or address an issue is to acknowledge that there is one in the first place, and then you have to figure out how to go about it. So the stigma against depression, anxiety, and mental health in India in particular, and I guess world over in general, is something that it's high time we all come to terms with this being an actual issue, and just treating it like we would possibly treat any other disease or flaw or problem, right? Let me tell you, we all have our own ways, our own coping mechanisms to do it. And it does not necessarily have to be your traditional support system, where it has to be your parents, it has to be your siblings. No, if it is them, yes, great, nothing like it. If not, then go out for professional help. In my case, it's a few mentors in my life, some really good friends. You know, Sadly, family is still a challenge in my case, because we've stayed out of India, away from family in Saudi Arabia all my life. So, this thing, out of sight, out of mind, is a very real thing. Maybe it was, at least it is in my case. But then, Alhamdulillah, I've been blessed with some really good friends, so I guess that goes a long way. Whatever works for you, essentially. And then be a part of the, of not the problem, but the solution itself. That is something I'm focusing on, because currently the part of COVID-19 treatment, this whole depression and anxiety is not being even catered or addressed to, which I think is very essential, because you heal, you're alive, and then you come back home, and then what, because I am undergoing anxiety even now. I wanted to make this video on the day that I was discharged, or perhaps the very next day, but for the past 2-3 days, okay, except of course, apart from the fact that I've just been cleaning insanely, like everything, my home, and then my clothes and everything. But apart from that, just making this video made me really anxious, and I'm used to public speaking. I am used to speaking in front of the camera. I was a news anchor by profession, but I guess dealing with these issues that may become bigger and perhaps more difficult to cope in the future is something we all need to address and take into cognizance, right? As far as the post-discharge, treatment or things that you need to take into consideration is concerned, I've been given a diet chart from the hospital. I'll post a picture of this. It tells you about the amount of calories, how much carbohydrates and how much proteins, and all of this needs to be inculcated in your daily diet. And then there was an advisory for COVID-19 pandemic, which basically says keep social distancing, wear facial mask, maintain respiratory etiquettes, and do repeated hand washing as per government advisory. Kindly report immediately if you have fever, cold, cough, and sudden breathlessness. I hope it never comes to that. Yes, these are your doctor's orders. And apart from that, one more thing that I'd like to address is the stigma around coronavirus itself. So people, once you're discharged from the hospital, and of course people know that they had put a sticker in front of my home, literally announcing that I'm suffering from coronavirus, and with my name and everything. The entire building was sanitized, my home was sanitized, people with PPE kits had come, and literally you just kind of put the sanitization spray all over the place. Of course everybody in the neighborhood knows, and yes, the neighbors were pretty supportive and amazing. I have to give them that. The people who have seen me in the balcony hanging my clothes, or just taking fresh air after being in an isolation ward without air or direct sunlight, for that matter, for 20 odd days now. they've asked me about my health. They've told me I've lost a little weight, which I was really happy to hear. But in my opinion, I'm still, you know, fat. Yeah. Right. So that is happening, and I'm just trying to come to terms with everything that I have gone through, and just trying to, slowly come back to whatever life as being normal was for me. I've currently taken a break from work because I'm preparing for a government exam to join the bureaucracy of India for the past 3 odd years. And so for me, normal would mean getting back to my books and studying, and I do need all your duas and prayers so that I can qualify this exam and be an officer for this amazing country, India of mine, inshallah ta'ala. I need your duas so much for that. I know I'm very greedy when it comes to prayers, but please, 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 please pray for me, not just for my extended good health, but also for these exams, and in general for success in life, inshallah ta'ala. I would be so grateful for that. And I am here to address all your queries. If you need to ask me about anything corona related, my journey throughout, or otherwise, please do let me know. And again, I want to thank you wholeheartedly for making all those duas and all those amazing prayers for me. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so, so, so very much. The next step as far as my corona journey is concerned would be to wait for that time period, the required time period, and then I'm going to, inshallah, be donating my plasma. I do not know the process for that, but I will find out. I am still suffering from spine TB. Not wearing my cervical collar right now because it's not easy to have it on all the time, but I'll find out the nitty-gritties, if I'm able to donate and what is the technicality behind it. But inshallah, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to. My blood group is B positive, so do reach out to me. God forbid if anyone that you know is suffering or needs, blood or plasma from my end. Inshallah, I am going to be doing that and donating as many times as allowed and possible, inshallah. It is not the treatment for corona, of course, but I've been told it's really helpful in the process. And apart from that, thank you so much, all of you, once again. And I love you all, and may God bless all of you with His choicest blessings. May you have all the love, peace, prosperity, happiness, and all the success that you all desire for. Ameen, inshallah ta'ala. I'm going to take your leave now by quoting one of my favorite shair from Allama Iqbal. It's in Urdu, so for the people who don't understand Urdu, excuse me. अर्ज़ किया है, तू शाहीन है परवाज़ है काम तेरा, तू शाहीन है परवाज़ है काम तेरा, तेरे आगे आसमां और भी हैं. तू शाहीन है परवाज़ है काम तेरा, तेरे सामने आसमां और भी हैं. सितारों से आगे जहां और भी हैं, सितारों से आगे जहां और भी हैं. अभी इश्क के इम्तिहान और भी हैं. आदाब. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Take care, and Assalamu alaikum, adab, namaskar, Shat Shri Akal, and Jai Hind.